Hello everybody. This is part 2 of our wire fish. So in part 1 I showed you how to put together the fish right there, okay, and I showed you my very first one that I had made years ago that's kind of all wobbly. I still have to take it apart and try to fix it. And I really like this because the wire here has gotten, rusted in some places, and I'm liking the look of this wire that's gone, a bit. Actually, I should spray some vinegar or lemon on it and put it out in the sun, and that'll make it even look more like it'll turn a bit white in some spots. And then I think I showed you this one that was already done. It's with the wire, and then it's got the little beads in it. And we made this one together, and I finished the inside here off camera. And I wanted to show you another method of doing these fishies. Instead of putting the wire or beads or whatever you please, I finished one with some, this is rice paper underneath, and I love using rice paper in these type of things because it is such how would you say it, it's sorry, it's got the fibers, so it's even more resistant. It won't tear very easy. So on the other side of this fish I put the sequences, and I have them in all different colors. Well, not all in all different colors. I have these 3 colors, black, and then I have a little package that I just found last night because I remembered I did have it, but I didn't go looking for it, of them all in different colors. Somebody had sent it to me in Happy Mail, and thank you whoever it is, but I can't remember in this moment who sent it to me. I received sequins even from Linda Blapotka, so I gotta look through her stuff too and get those, because I remember them being really pretty colors. So this is how this one turned out. Now, like I said in my first video, you can use these as paperweights. You can use these to, just set on a shelf. You can use these, on your table for place settings as well too, or center settings in, a nice whimsical beachy theme, and doing them all different type of colors. So I didn't stop here, and I went on. So what I did last night is I grabbed my jelly plate and I started doing some deli paper, so I could have some nice flexible what's it called, nice flexible paper, let's say. And so I have all of these that really turned out pretty. Orange colors, turquoise. This is a white whitewash off of a cleanup off of the jelly plate. And yeah, I was just fooling around. So, and I did some book pages as well too. So what I came up with is this, which isn't finished yet because I was thinking of doodling on top of it more. So this is a deli paper, and I liked it because it was much more flexible. It was much more easier to go around the fishies. Now, time ago I did a while ago, yeah, I did dragonflies with wire, and then I covered them up with rice paper because, like I said, it has the fibers in it and it's much more. And then over the rice paper on my dragonflies, or I colored them, or I simply put some napkin on top of it, or I just simply left it with the rice paper that was ivory, and the effect was beautiful because the rice paper has a tendency to go very transparent when you're working with it, so it's beautiful. So yeah, this is one of my little fishies. So this is kind of like a whimsical thing, and I do want to continue this. I just have to sit back, look at it for a bit, and I even made a little baby fish. So I have 2 of them together, right? So I'm going to show you how I put the paper on, so that way you can see. And in honor of the 4th of July, I found this napkin with the American flag on it. So we're going to do a little 4th of July table, what did I call it before? A place setting, or you know, or in the center of the table. So this is the napkin. Now this napkin, I only found one, and on this napkin, the rest of it's all white with the little stars. So I just have this one piece, and I'm gonna have to make it be enough for this fish. So that might mean in the backing putting something white, and not covering it up with the same paper. Like here, I did it with the same paper. I still have to decorate. I'm going to decorate both sides, because you're naturally, if you're going to have them on the center of a table, you're going to see both sides. If I put them on a shelf, no, you're just going to see the one side in front of you. So how I go about this, I'm just going to close the door, you guys, because there's a truck outside. I think they started construction here again. Okay, sorry about you. Sorry about that. It's a bit more muffled now, so it'll work. So what I'm going to do is, I already started cutting the napkin. I cut it here and here, because I'm going to separate these two colors. And then with the stripes, I'm going to, let me see if it gets better this way. Just go around. I'm not going to be worrying about the lines or not the lines going in, or, you know, over the lines. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be precise on this. Now I'm hoping that the deli paper will be a bit resistant. Oh, okay, I forgot to tell you about that. Last night I was watching Shannon Green, and with the Yes paste, she put the napkin on top of her deli paper. But that was Yes paste. I don't have Yes paste here, but I do have this professional glue stick from Tombow, and it has what's it called? It has, let me see. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry. I had to get my thing. Movable up to 2 minutes after, wrinkle free. There is something about this glue that made it different from other glue sticks, because it has, it's not written on here, but I remember it being written on the package, and I can't remember, Arabic, gum Arabic, I think. Could that be possible? It's not saying it on the stick, but I remember it saying it on the package. But anyways, yeah, it's a very good glue, but it's a bit expensive. And I kind of feel bad using it for this, but it was the only kind of clear stick that I had that I wanted to try on this. And the effect isn't that bad. But in the long run, it always makes my napkins more resistant to, you know, if I, in some kind of project. So I did that to this flag napkin to make it more pliable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some white glue. This is just normal white glue. You can use Mod Podge, you can use, you know, whatever you want. Okay, my brush that I had in water. I'm just going to wipe it off here. Okay, so I'm going to start with the body first, and I'm just going to, you know what I should do is put a piece of paper underneath there. You can probably see it even better. Okay, can you guys see that? Yeah. So I'm just going to put it around the wire. and start layering them. And pushing down on the wire. Oh. Okay, now as you can see, my fish is already, you know, on the rock and everything. And it's very easy to just, you know, see the rock here? I just have it laying down because then when I pick it up, I can fix it again. It's not going to be a problem. And what you can do is just lift it up. Come on, buddy. Now, I tried this, like I said, with deli paper that was painted on my jelly plate before. And this is deli paper and napkin together. You know, it might help if I put it on the napkin too. So yeah, this would be a really cute, you know, little setting for Independence Day, 4th of July. So what we can do is, oh yeah, tomorrow, no, tomorrow's the 30th. So I think Wednesday will be Canada Day. Yeah. Getting really sticky here. Okay. It's kind of a little tedious, you guys. It's not that bad, but you know, sticky fingers as usual when you're working with glue. Now, the other paper was much more easier to apply because it was just rectangles. It didn't have this design on it. And so you just have to make sure that these stripes weren't straight stripes. They had little curves in them. So I'm going with the curves, which makes it perfect for my little fish. Okay, the red one. I'm getting just a bit too much glue there, so I'm going to move it here. And I think I'm going to grab a baby wipe after this and kind of wipe my hands because it's really getting too sticky. The glue's good because, as you can see, I did the other ones. These ones here. And it was the same thing with all these little strips of jelly prints. Okay, I'm going to grab a baby wipe, you guys, just a second. It's going to be a little long, this video, probably. I hope you don't mind. Okay, I'm going to need one more strip in white. And I'm cutting where I finished off cutting because you want, like I said, it's curvy lines. So I want these, you know, designs to show up well on here. Okay. Oh, the truck stopped. I didn't even notice. Yeah, they're unloading dirt here again. So they're starting up again because they had stopped on the construction here beside me where they're making a few houses. And the truck came. So I guess they're starting up. They do that here in Italy. You know, they'll start something and then they have a certain date where the builds have to be finished. So they have to, or else they get fined. So yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to need another little thread piece here, and I have a little piece right here that's just perfect. Okay, now I'm just going to rub it into the glue, put it over. Yeah, because I did want a piece for the tail. The tail is going to be a little bit of a different way of doing it. It's not going to be with strips, but it'll be with the whole sheet, and then I cut around it. Okay, so what we're going to put on the mouth here, on the front of the head, I'm sorry, are the stars right there. So I want to try to get as many stars as I can, and I think that's going to be it right there. So what I'm going to do is put the glue on the wire. I figured I want the stars down here, so I'm going to put some glue on that as well. Okay. Getting really sticky, and just set it on there. Here we go. And just rub on top of the wire so that way this starts to, now you can cut around it. And then we're going to fix this on the bottom. We're going to turn it over. But before I turn it over, I'm going to cut some slits into it. Make sure it's where it's supposed to be. Now the nice thing about these little fishies is that I'm just going to turn it over like that. So I put the wire, the piece of paper over it. I estimately cut around, leaving a nice margin here. Okay. And now I'm going to cut little slits. I might have to use my little scissors here, because you want it to wrap around the head now, and it's not going to wrap around straight because of it being on a curve. My son's on the phone. Okay, I'm going to put it back into place. Make sure it's good on that side. Grab my glue again and start bringing it over on the other side and flattening it down a bit. Yeah, so it's pretty easy to work. Actually, it's probably better at being on the rock already. And so that way you can play around with, because like I said, this wire is very pliable, so it's easily, you know, where I can straighten it up again underneath here, right there, and, you know, have it. So I'm going to turn it over because I want to do the tail. So I'm going to do the tail with the rest of this, like that. And I kind of want to cut it a little beforehand here. Okay. Again, you put the glue all over the wire. Oops. And set it on top. I'm going to put some glue on here too. Now this is where we're going to have to dry it a bit now with the glue, with the heat gun. I can't do otherwise because this will not be easy to cut while it's all wet. But I do have to leave it here to dry like this and then come in and cut it when it's dry. Bring it over just a bit. Okay, it's a bit tedious, you guys, but you get the hang of it. I like the way that the napkin stayed a little bit transparent underneath the deli paper. I have to look for Yes Paste. It's the way it came. It's a bit transparent. Not as transparent like in Shannon's video. You could really see the transparency. It was beautiful. And yeah, I do have to, you know, I noticed that Victor has Yes Paste. I'm wondering if he got it there in the Ukraine, because usually if it's in Europe, it's not hard to find here. Like if I can't find it locally, I could probably try the big stores up north and order it. Or find something similar. Yeah, I would need to know exactly what Yes Paste is. Actually, Shannon Green has a video of all these types of, you know, adhesives, and she talks about them all. So I'd have to go and check that out and see exactly what she says about the Yes Paste. I remember her doing that. Okay, so I'm going to have to turn it over. And now what I'm doing is I'm cutting into these, cutting around, leaving a margin, trying to make the paper not stick to you. There, and then we're going to cut again all around it to make, you know, it easier to wrap around. Cut what you don't need. Just do little slits here and there, especially around the curves. Okay. Dodie, what are you doing? There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to start with the glue again. And just put it all over. Just going to wet the brush a little bit. There we go. And work it around the sides. You can help it with your fingers if you want. I should have left more of a margin around here, but we're going to try to make it work here. These little slits here are the parts that are a bit tedious, and I grabbed something to help me, you know, help me in and out of these little spaces here. Okay, and pulling it here and there. It's the problem that your fingers are always sticking onto it as well too. There we go. You can help yourself with the end of a brush. Okay, and then grab the brush and kind of flatten it out. There we go. So your fish on the other side is going to look like that, and what you can do is then put some more around the edges, and that's it. So once this all dries, what I will do is turn it over. In the meantime, it dried, right? So turn it over and grab a big piece of paper. At this point, you can use. You can use even rice paper, because like I said, it's so sturdy. So you would put the piece of paper on top of it, glue it down. Let me see if I can get this. You know what, this is a napkin that has not been open yet. I'm just making a big mess out of it. Let me see here. Oh gosh, sometimes it takes so long to open up these napkins. There we go. I'm going to need more glue, but I want to use this glue from, I've always used this glue. I don't know why they do this, but like it says Deco Art up here. It's a glue for napkins, but then at the bottom it says Ryer. And I've even noticed with my paints that it'll say Deco Art up on top. Oh, and it'll say Ryer or To Do. It's I used to buy their stencils here in Italy. This craft store that I went to had them, and she had Deco Art paints, and oh, she had these beautiful Deco Art paints to do furniture with. They were gorgeous, and they were like a satin finish. And I've done a few pieces of furniture with these paints as well too. An armchair, and they're really nice too. I put in that application for helping artists, but I'm not sure that they do international. And so, yeah, just waiting for the answer, but we'll see. We'll see. I can still get Deco Art paints here at this local home hardware depot. Okay, so once I did this, I turn it over. I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to cut all the way around. So let me see if I give it a whack with this. If I can show you guys the finished, at least of the body. Then you can add a little rhinestone for his eyes. You can add rhinestones, you know, on the tail or sequins, or you don't have to stop here. Like I said, these, I stand back and look at them for a couple of days. I make sure, you know, I start looking through my stuff and seeing what I have, and you know, yeah, there's the black and white already on there, but I don't care. You know, I can cover that up even if I wanted to. That's not a problem. This wire really heats up, so be careful, you guys, when you are heating up your when you're trying to dry your fish. That don't go and start touching the wire that's around it. So what we're doing here around the body area is we're gonna do around the tail area as well too. So we're gonna cut exactly around the body. Let's see if we can do it now. It's dry enough. I'm gonna look on this side because it's better. And cut. And then you can fix up around the edges just with a bit of glue, or even with your fingers patting it down. Get as close to the edge as you can. Sorry if I'm off screen, you guys. That's why I kept it. I didn't bring it close up. Or did I bring it close up? Yeah, I did. Okay. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is grab the glue and just turn these over. And that way you have a bit of little, with the glue, you're kind of sealing it as well too. Because like I said, it depends where you do want to use it. But I love these. I could see these out on a porch. I can see them, you know, anywhere on your table settings, on your buffet. Little giveaway gift to, you know, your company. If you hurry up, you still have time to make a few. Okay, so that's the way. Let me show you. That's the way it looks on the back. And that'll all go transparent, and that's okay. That's okay. Like I said, it'll all blend in after. Now, if you wanted to, you have some colored stars here as well too. You can put one on each end of the tail, which would look really cute. Don't know if this is a single sheet or not. Put him here, but this way. Okay, let's get a blue one. That's too bad I just had this one, because I would have prepared, you know, another sheet, and, you know, have it put on the back. Can you hear Dottie snoring? So there you go. Grabbing a little star. Get a red one. Yeah, here in Italy it's not really celebrated that big like it is there. You know, on the National Day or whatever it is. I can't remember. If it's 25th of April, I think. No, 25th of April is freedom of the war, World War II. Is celebrated here. And the 1st of May, I think, is, you know, the National State Day. Okay, so there's your little fishy. I'm sorry you guys are seeing it wet. Now I'm going to go in the back of the tail here and clean it up a bit with just one sheet overlapping, and then, you know, cut all around it when it's dry. It's something that you want to let it dry good and then continue cutting. It's always napkin. So then after that, you know, straighten up the thing. Now what you can do is you can add little seashells on here if you wanted to. You can add a bit of moss that looks like seaweed, and some you know, or some even shiny stuff can be done as well too. I actually like the way it just looks like that, simple, you know, and there you go. So what I will do is show you what these things look like. I'm sorry you're going to see this with a big mess in behind, but I'm going to take down the camera and show them to you just standing. So hold on, you guys. There we go. Let me go back a bit. And here are your little fishies. Let's move that away. It'd help if I had something in behind where you see the fish really good. I usually do have those big huge trays, but I do not have one right now. No, I don't. I'm sorry, you guys. So we're gonna have to look at them like this. What I can do is just put something in behind the fish. So, you know, you see them better. It's right there. They're really cute when they're standing up. Let me get farther away and bring her up too. There we go. Okay, so there are your fishies. That's the way they're standing all together. Naturally, the wire ones you could see much less, but I'm positive that if you put the little beading work around, no, those ones are much more faster too, the wire ones, than, you know, the ones if you were going to cover them up with paper, or even worse, covering them up with sequins, which looks beautiful. So that's my challenge. This is part 2, you guys, for the little fishies. There is a part 1, and I wish I had more time to do more, you know, 1st of July stuff, but I don't think I will, because by the time next week comes along, your 4th of July will be done, will be over with. So everybody have a great day, and until the next time, goodbye.